Okay, so it seems like recently there's been even more to do with the whole Deme situation that we've been covering. Now, obviously, this has been a pretty big topic as essentially, yeah, Deme recently has been under fire for this one post right here, essentially making a new tag for her art, but a place to put her, other art, let's just say. And obviously, this comes off the back of a couple of months ago of the crazy drama that went down, where essentially she said that she wanted no kind of art like that made of her at all. And now people are very confused because they're like, well, if you said you didn't want any at all, why are we making a tag to put it in there? Now, obviously, she goes on to explain that essentially this was to just kind of be a middle ground. Like she still doesn't really want that art of her, but if people are going to make it, at least they can put it in a different tag to her regular one. Now, obviously, I did say in the last video though that I feel like it is one of those things where a lot of people now do it on purpose to annoy her, obviously, because she's, made it very clear that she doesn't like this art being made of her. People make it anyways, and then they put it in her art tag. So I feel like those kind of people aren't, they're not going to listen to like, oh, put it in the other hashtag. I'm sure that they're just going to put it in the art tag anyways to annoy her because, of course, she can't do anything about it. It's a Twitter hashtag. You can't moderate it, as far as I'm aware. So, it's just one of those things where I think people just continue to, kind of do this, especially with this new post coming out here. But, of course, yeah, a lot of people were confused though, because they're like, hang on a minute. Well, you said, all this stuff. Now, of course, some people have been commenting on this even further now, because when we looked at this had like 500,000 views. It's now on almost 900, so there's a lot more perspectives and people talking about this, saying people like Chibi Reviews really prove that you can't stand for absolute lies and get away with it. You bitched and moaned about Deme being anti-blank, so now that she makes an alt tag to encourage artistic freedom without making her uncomfortable, you're still unhappy. And obviously, this is the post that Chibi made about this, saying picture on the left is from 2 months ago, and then obviously this one on the right? Which of course, yeah, they're saying that essentially people are like never happy with anything, right? Which I can kind of understand because, of course, she did kind of create this area for people to go ahead and, post, stuff to in other places, right? But I can also understand the other factor of like, why even make this tag at all if you are uncomfortable with it? I know it's to like kind of put things, I guess in a separate area and a separate place. You don't have to look at it in the art tag, but as I said, most of the people making art about this now aren't, her fans, right? Her fans have probably listened to the first message she put out about the fact that her saying that she's uncomfortable with that kind of art, right? Her actual fans have probably, listened to that and not done that, right? Whereas, the people that are still continuing to do it are people that are not fans and people that even potentially dislike her, right? Which, of course, is one of the biggest factors, I would say, as to why this is so confusing to me. Because, yeah, as I said, it just seems like they'll just continue to post anyways. And if anything, making this tag might make it seem like it's okay once again for her actual fans to make this kind of art, meaning that you're probably going to encourage more people to make this art in the long term, which just doesn't seem like a very good strategy, right? Because you could argue about, oh, she went back on whatever she said, sure, whatever. But I think it's also a good conversation to have about, is this actually effective and will this fix the issue that she wants to be fixed? And, I don't really see it fixing it, right? And maybe there'll be results soon, and maybe it will fix it, potentially, you never know. But I'm having a hard time seeing how it could fix it. But yeah, of course, some people saying the obese, mentally ill VTuber with BPD, depression, and PMDD, a genetic disorder, chronic fatigue, vocal cord issues, says she's uncomfortable and comfortable with this kind of art of herself. Her entire brand is being an unhinged, loud streamer with a VTuber built for blank, and yet she is uncomfortable with it. Wants blank on a separate tag, and she loves it. Meanwhile, she was allegedly getting blanked on stream as she tries to play the moral high ground and a pure innocent girl energy as she attacks people like a rabid animal over misunderstandings. Typical borderline personality behavior. Now, again, the whole doing stuff on stream thing, I don't think that was really, I don't think that was real, right? Of course, it's still debated to this day, I guess. But of course, people will still bring it up, I guess, with this whole situation going on, right? And of course, as well, more people kind of on the opposite side of the fence saying, it's a compromise, bro. Deme, no NSFW, people Deme, okay, just put it into a different tag. people really. So yeah, so people were calling her prude for not wanting it, and these guys are calling her a blank for allowing it now. How about you guys make up your mind about what you want? Like, geez. So it's almost like some folks just want to bitch and moan about anything. So yeah, just keep it blank free. Be consistent with what you want to see, which I think is true, right? I think that is true. So it's not that hard to do or maintain. I don't see why we're swapping ships when the first one sailed. Also, if you've ever participated in drama, then you will forever hate the most persistent haters, who will hate for anything. And then obviously, Ronda says it almost impossible, and this drama shows no one will listen to you no matter what you say, anyways. Which I think is interesting. Of course, we can continue on. We've read some of these comments already. So now you're okay with it, which obviously is something that a lot of people have been asking. People just confused, saying, so now it's okay. I'm sure most people are going to be very normal about this post. And of course, I cannot scroll any further because of that other art. But you can see that, I think there is much more mixed opinions now within the chat and stuff like this. Now, of course, Deme has also responded to another post here saying, made a new tag because people couldn't listen to simple boundaries. Hate most people on this app. Feel sorry for you. Said it is what it is. But I think, but I'm sure this is better than the last time, at least. That's a W in my head, which is interesting. Saying, don't cry victim when someone puts in your chat puts blank. That's on you. Said, dude, you had blank during a stream, which again, obviously, a lot of people have been discussing that, saying having to say this again for the last time is crazy. Saying, watch out, Deme. All of the fake blank sympathy beta cockfiles are going to attack you again. So seeing Deme arts puts a smile on my face for real. I do see lewd art slip into my main art tags a lot. Like there are lewd tags for a reason. And yeah, I think it is just, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it's one of those things where I think Deme has tried to come up with a solution. I think maybe didn't think about how much this would cause backlash, right? I feel like this has caused quite a lot of backlash. And, I feel like anything to do with this kind of subject will probably cause some sort of anger among some group of people, no matter what side, right? But of course, this was supposed to be a bit of a middle ground. But again, I don't think it's a very good middle ground in the sense of, as I said, people are just going to do it anyways. People that dislike her are mainly posting a lot of this stuff too. So they're just going to put it in the main art tag. And as I said, it only opens up like more people to making this art if you're saying like you can post it, but on this hashtag, right? Because now fans might think that, oh, okay, this is okay, and start uploading to that tag, right? When, obviously I feel like they've slowed down in terms of uploading art and stuff like that, in that kind of, that kind of art. In a sense, because of course she said that she was uncomfortable with it, because of course if you're a fan of her you'll listen, right? But if you're not, you won't. And I think that is how it kind of goes, which obviously is why I don't really see this working at all. And if anything, just make it makes more people make more art in that kind of way of your VTuber model, which I think is the opposite thing of what you would want. But yeah, I don't know. It's odd. But we'll have to see what kind of happens in the future, if there's been any problems with it, or if it goes well. You never know, it might go well. As I said, I'm only speculative as to how this will go, but it could do well. You never know. I don't know. Maybe I'll need to take a chat through some of the hashtag art chats and things like that to see how it really is going, but I'm not very hopeful, right? But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to game subs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Also, go over to the Reacts channel. It'll be down in the link in the description or in the comments. So yeah, we're doing a lot of reactions. I think we did HoloLive GTA most recently, so definitely go and check that out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.